Monograph Mondays. This is the second of that in this series, so I'm just going to go over what I read in February and what I got in February, and I think that'll be all. I might talk about the books I plan to read in March, but I haven't really thought about what I wanted to read in March, so I might leave that for What's Up Wednesday. Okay, so let's start with the books I read in February. So I read Batman Nightwalker in February, and I rated that 4 out of 5 stars. It was a good book, but it wasn't the best book, so that's why I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I also finished The Come Down by Rebecca Frumpkin. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. I finished Origin by Dan Brown, number 5 in the Robert Langdon series. I did give that 5 out of 5 stars, but you would know that if you watched my video on Monday Mentions on that. I finished Adventures from the Land of Stories, Mother Goose. I rated that 4 out of 5 stars. I read Forget Me Not, Detective Bishop number 1 by Kearney Scott. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. I read Wonder Woman Warbringer, DC Icons, in February, and I rated that 5 out of 5 stars, by Leigh Bardugo, that is. And that's from the DC Icon series, and that's number 1. And then the last book I read in February, besides the Batman Nightwalker one, was Adventures from the Land of Stories, Queen Red Riding Hood's Guide to Royalty. And I rated that 4 out of 5 stars. So in February, I actually only got a couple of books. There were a couple of books in my January video that I forgot to mention, so I'm going to mention them here, and I'll let you know which month I got them in. So the first book I got was The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, and I got that while I was in Texas, so that was one of the January books that I received. The second book that I received in January was actually the December Owl Crate book for the Owl Crate Junior, and that was The Magic of Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris, and that's number 1 in that series. In February, I actually only got 3 books, and that was The Friday Night Knitting Club by Kate Jacobs, the hardcover Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, so that is number 2 in the Harry Potter book series. I just want the hardcovers too because I like the layout of that. And the last book that I got in February was The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and this is actually February's Owl Crate Book of the Month for their book box. So I'm excited about that, and I plan to read this in March. So with that, I will see you next video. Bye!